you found yourself at one point as a Marine on the bridge of a ship, an American ship transiting the Straits of Hormuz, one of the most dangerous passages in the world. And you're the guy the captain is looking to assess the threats and interpret the radio traffic from the Iranians as this U.S. fleet is transiting the Straits. What do you say to those people out there who say immigrants don't bring anything to America, as someone who speaks 6 languages?
It's Ken Harbaugh with the MeidasTouch Network. More than 1,100 Afghans who worked alongside American forces, interpreters, intelligence assets, people who risked their lives and the lives of their families to help us, have been sitting in a camp in Qatar, waiting for the United States to honor its promise to them. This week, the Trump administration told them there are options: go back to Taliban-ruled Afghanistan, where many of them will be killed, or relocate to the Democratic Republic of Congo, one of the most dangerous war-torn places on earth. That is the choice we are offering the people who helped us fight a 20-year war. Every future interpreter, every local asset, every person in some corner of the world who might help American forces one day is watching this. They are learning what America's promises are worth. The damage this does to our ability to operate in the Middle East and Central Asia, anywhere we depend on locals to keep our people alive, will outlast this administration by decades. My guest today served as an interpreter for U.S. forces in Afghanistan. He later immigrated to this country and joined the United States Marine Corps as a non-citizen because he believed in what America stood for. His name is Nadim. Here's our conversation.
Nadim, thank you so much for joining us. I want you to share for us your reflections on being an Afghan American, and then we'll get into your journey, which is extraordinary. But can you talk to us about the community you come from in Detroit?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I came from a very, very big community. It's one of the communities, like we have around, so my in-laws, they have around 200 families in there. Yeah. And it's funny that they were also from 0 units. They've been all together there, living in peace and prosperity. Their kids are going to school. The kids speak English rather than speak Pashto, which is crazy. The kids are actually interpreting when they go for a medical or dental or anything else. So now the kids are taking those leads on that. But everyone is minding their job, doing their, right way of income, working hard, earning money, paying their taxes, and that's it.
Your journey to this country is the kind of thing that movies are made out of. You served alongside Americans in Afghanistan. You became an American citizen. You joined the Marine Corps. Can you tell us how you got to where you are?
Absolutely. I don't think so. I'm humbled that you said that it'll be qualified to become a movie. I don't think so. I'm starting. Let's say this. I'm starting. So I grew up, born and raised in Afghanistan. 2009, graduated high school, and I was like, you know what? Because my 2 other brothers were interpreters, and I was like, hey, why not? Because the cause was the bigger than the price. So the price was either you would get stipend monthly or you would come in a casket back home. That's a thing though. Or either you're going to lose your limb or you'd lose your things. Because imagine this, we weren't trained. There was no training. There was no basic training. There was no survival training or anything. They would tell you, and you follow. That's it. And you have, so let's say a U.S. military would be looking through the scope, scanning their zones, but you are not using your eyes, you're also using your ears.
Yeah.
Because that's your biggest asset for the mission as being an interpreter. So it was a hectic. It was war, basically. I'm not gonna flourish that I'm a cool, salty person. No, I'm not. I did what I was supposed to do, what was the right thing to do. So became an interpreter. After being an interpreter, came here to the United States through SIV, a special immigration visa. And I'll tell you something that's very, very interesting. I never thought I would ever come to the United States because I thought our country would be second, like mini United States, as we see Qatar, as we see Jordan, as we see like where other we have bases in the world. It's like they're nice, they're beautiful, they're like literally they're standing on their feet. So that's what we were taught. But luckily, I got my visa. I came here, so got my green card after. Like I said, I joined the. I went to enlist. I went to enlist in the, and I will tell you why I enlisted in the Marine Corps. By the way, my oldest brother was interpreter with the Army from 2005. So, and my second brother was interpreter with the Marine, and they would always beef about it when they would come home. The one that was with Marine, he would come out or not. They would all beef with my brother, saying like, "Oh yeah, no, we Marines are better at this that," but. They did have, so my brother came with a broken nose because they had they had a ID explosion and some rock came and hit his face, and he has still a tilted nose because of that, still sign of that war. But for myself, it was like, okay, what am I going to join? So I asked my neighbor, he was a reservist. I was like, hey man, I don't know which branch do I need to join. It's like, there's so many of them.
For most of our audience, I don't think appreciate that a lot of people enlist in our military as a path to citizenship. You don't have to be a citizen to be a U.S. Marine.
No.
You join the U.S. Marines, having served alongside Americans, but not yet an American citizen, out of a sense of duty to a country that hadn't even granted you citizenship yet.
Right. So I'll tell you this: holding you to serve, it's not an excuse of citizenship. Do some people use it? Yes, they did. There's a lot of them. They might have done it. But for me and my friend who was also an interpreter, his name is Nadim, he was with 2-5. We did it because we wanted to go back. We wanted to have that feeling because the jobs were in here were not suiting us. So the jobs in here were not like I want to do something that I love to do. And if that has to be putting that uniform back, putting those boots on and running in boot camp at the age of 27, everyone calling you old man. Yes, I would do that.
So you served alongside Americans in Afghanistan. You emigrated to this country. You joined the Marine Corps, served once again. I remember you telling me off camera that you speak 6 languages and found yourself at one point as a Marine on the bridge of a ship, an American ship transiting the Straits of Hormuz, one of the most dangerous passages in the world. And you're the guy the captain is looking to assess the threats and interpret the radio traffic from the Iranians as this U.S. fleet is transiting the Straits. What do you say to those people out there who say immigrants don't bring anything to America, as someone who speaks 6 languages?
I mean, immigrants, imagine this, any immigrant that comes to this country, the language that he speaks, it's a second person. So English is one person, that language that you speak, you're doing a job of a second person. So when I found myself in a 11th MEU that I didn't have Captain Lane, if he's watching this, he's probably going to be remembered because he asked me to come in, and after we were done, we pulled out of the Strait of Hormuz, he asked me, he gave me his coin, and he actually gave me a letter saying that if you need anything, put my name on that recommendation letter. That was for me, that Strait of Hormuz was something that was not my job. I'm a rifleman. I'm an infantryman. I'm not an interpreter. But imagine being an E3 Lance Corporal and just directly with T3 clearance, directly reporting to Lieutenant Colonel. And that Lieutenant Colonel tells the Colonel what it is. Colonel comes and gets you, hey buddy, come here, go read that ship. What that ship says, is it Iranian or is it Omani's ship? So it was, for me, it was an honor that I could bring to Marine Corps, that I helped the Navy. So I look at it that way, that it was very, very motivating for me that I'm an E3 and I directly turn my back and I have a scribe. Just whatever I say, he keeps writing. And it was not only Farsi, so it was because Indian and Pakistanis have beef in that yes. region. They have literally, so that I have to try, whatever that comes to the Channel 16, I would pass that because Channel 16 is the one that they use for any ships in that region. Or maybe in the other regions too, but in that region they were using Channel 16. So yeah.
It's Ken with a quick break to tell you about Meidas Defense, our latest news lineup on the Meidas Plus Substack. We've got regular reports on the war with Iran and the broader geopolitical fallout, plus critical updates you're not going to see anywhere else. Every installment features expert guests and insightful commentary from people who've been in the arena. Navy SEALs, combat vets, senior intelligence analysts, and DC insiders like Scott McFarlane, MeidasTouch's chief Washington correspondent. Find us on the Meidas Plus and Ken Harbaugh Show Substack channels. Check out the links below. Thanks. So you join the Marine Corps, you become an American citizen, and your mission of service doesn't end there. What are you doing now?
So I'm going to school to become a nurse, and I've been recently talking to because unfortunately Marine Corps doesn't have nursing, so I have to either go Navy, Army, or Air Force because we get all our medical.
I'd see that as a plus, but anyway.
We're a stepchild of the Navy. So my goal is to go as a Army officer in the Nurse Corps and serve in the Nurse Corps till the longest these feet walk.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Our vice president is a compatriot of yours, a fellow Marine, but has had some uninformed, ignorant, and really disparaging things to say about Afghans, many of whom sacrificed enormously for this country, many of whom are here now but having left family members behind. What would your message to our vice president, former Marine, JD Vance be?
So that's a really good question. First, he's not a former. Once Marine, always Marine. So I would say this, that for the vice president, I have one thing from my heart to say from a Marine to another Marine, that I get what you're coming from. You had the incident just right next door to you here in DC, and I was devastated too, same as you were. And let me tell you something, sir. If I was in that uniform in the same place, that bullet wouldn't have missed me just because I'm Afghan. It was the uniform that we wear that makes us all look one. And that's together we're united. And if we keep kind of bunching ourselves up like that, I'm sure if you had ever had an interpreter, you would have known what we gone through. So I'm asking you to, I get the frustration. I get those. It's a freedom of speech. You can say, everyone can say anything about anyone, but I would like to ask you very, very sincerely that if you could look into those strategies that you are doing, that this administration has been doing with the SIVs and with the Afghans that are already here, and they're minding their own business. And so one more thing I would say, that crime is individual. You can't punish them collectively. You can't punish the almost less than 500,000 people in this country just because one person did the crime.
Nadim, thank you so much. It's not often that I get to do interviews with people that I am humbled, very deeply humbled to sit next to, but you embody the entire American story. When I talk to you about your journey, I picture my grandfather coming to this country generations ago, and I imagine your grandkids will have similar stories about you. So thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us today, and it's an honor to meet you, Marine.
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure. It's an honor to serve and come here and speak about it. This is an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.